you seen?
There are many I know. Which is the largest near to your place? Have you heard about ECAL? Electronics Corporation. The name itself is electronics, right? Have you ever gone to Hyderabad? Have you ever gone to ECAL?
I never visited ECAL.
You understood? Biotechnology, have you gone to any lab?
Yeah, I have gone to many labs, like which labs? I have visited almost 20 startups, two, three central institutes, and one company.
Which one?
Wipro Biotech.
Huh?
Wipro Biotech in Hyderabad.
Okay.
And I went to Bangalore Biotech Center, it's an incubation center in Bangalore.
Okay.
I did my internship in one of the startups.
Yeah. You understood the difference, no?
Yes.
The confidence level in which he speaks. Got it?
Yes.
So when you go there, you will know what is the. So most of the engineers here, I think they not even agree. Right? Yours is communication, electronics. So at least communication, you should go and see BSNL office.
We visited few offices, like Surya Tech. There is one office which combines the networks of BSNL, Vodafone, Idea. They deal with the cellular towers.
Yeah.
Signal
But have you
processing.
gone? Have you worked with engineers? Spoke to them. I'm not asking about marketing. That is what lacks, not even here.
Yeah.
Most of the professional, not in Vignan here alone. I interact with maybe how many engineers? 300 engineering colleges I visited so far. Must have seen more than 3 lakhs of engineering students around. I remember the electrical engineering student I was asking to open the switchboard. Electronic engineering student should open the mobile. You don't have to go too far. Go to an electronic repairing shop here. Got it? People are really scared of opening up something. Did you open any TV? It doesn't cost too much. It doesn't cost too much. No, it's an electronic equipment. No.
Yes, I opened a refrigerator. I opened this water heater. I opened up this one board switchboards. I operated few little operations.
I'm sure that is why you are in entrepreneurship. When I am asking, it's not you. A common engineer, no? They don't do that. That is what is lacking. And most of them don't know. Why do they do? They look for some civil engineering student I met. No idea what to do after civil engineering. Which are the specialization area? I asked a lot of questions about the geotech I asked, structure of material I asked, structural engineering I asked. Never heard of it. It's not your fault. The fault is most of the engineering college faculties are non-engineers. They have a BTech, they have an MTech. That doesn't make them engineers. Correct? And probably you have few senior people who left engineering long back. Which have become only administrators, right? And they are your consultant advisors. They will come and speak and go. They have not worked in the ground, no? I have opened up scanners. I got special training on repairing a scanner. 10 days I worked on a scanner at least. I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm not an electronics engineer. But I opened up. So that is what is that. Probably we will do a laboratory work in the practical session, but beyond that, yesterday I was asking one of the biotech students, have you seen the cellular structure? Have you bisected a leaf? Then one other student who was in some other electronics or something, yes sir, during our plus 2 we have done this. So the plus 2 you have done it.
Yeah.
But biotech, only you have seen pictures of genomes.
Yeah.
No, you have never seen. Forget about physically seeing, forget about working physically. But there are a lot of simulations available. No? You don't have to see mobile repairing. But have you seen how Nokia works, manufacturing. Have you seen Nokia manufacturing? Have you seen TV manufacturing units? How do they assemble? Everything is available on YouTube. Correct? There are a lot of great electronic production units where you can not learn everything. I don't know, but still I am interested in looking. So when I get little time, what do? I will look at how computers are manufactured, how mobile is manufactured. Correct? Are we aware of foldable mobiles?
Yes, sir. We saw a few videos, sir, but we never got.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have to see that physically. That is the present day. No? I don't know how many of your faculty members see that.
Probably never saw.
Never. They must not have even discussed. So your classroom, or there has to be a group which discusses innovations, no, improvisations, and make it a trend, and that is what you should project it as latest invention, some nice board, which will attract some attention of looking at, reading it. I think that is lacking in most of the places.
It's all bookish knowledge, that's all.
Yeah, which must have been a syllabus long back. That doesn't matter. But that is very much essential. Your basic knowledge is essential, right? But that's where things should change. There are a lot of simulators, simulation labs.
Yeah. Online simulation.
Electronics and all, it's full of, they help in making simulations. Computer science is what makes biotech simple to learn today.
There are many simulations of bird.
Yeah, but who makes it? Computer science always. You are not able to make anything without computer science help.
Yeah.
So that should happen. And how do you make it to really happen? You have learned the +1, +2, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You go back to your own schools, make something for them and show them. You don't have to make yours. Create a platform to learn. There are what engineering students can contribute.
I have worked my internship on the same line, sir. Like, it's a start, everybody, let's say almost 1 year old startup, that we are developing different products so that if the students work on those products, he can be perfect in the biology of biotechnology, field of biotechnology. The students get practice on that. So I have worked on that.
You must go to CCMB, you must go to field of immunology, Vinta Lab, Bharat Biotech, Shanta Biotech. Great companies in that. There is a electronics park in Hyderabad. Not computer science park. Are you aware of it? Electronics park. It has got every small from the transistor, everything they make small things, spare parts. Simulators, beautiful simulators in ECA, and it's all small scale industry supported program. They give free program for girls. Boys have to pay, girls it is free. I have taken all my BTech students when I was in engineering college. Taken all of them. Full day electronics students in ECA. They show you simulators, they will give you classes. Not part of ECL, the same ECL campus, there is a small scale industry development corporation or something like that. It's a financial corporation. They will also give you funding. They have free place available for people to start up.
Over there.
Yeah, ECL. It's the part of ECL campus. And if they train number of students, they get funding. Government will pay for them. So they were looking out for people, students.
So, sir, you're motivated towards meditation, hypnotism, and all this, sir.
I learned all that.
Yes, sir. You learned all this and you studied everything, sir. Where did you get this motivation?
See, I don't do anything by myself. In situations, when I get an opportunity, I will not leave. That's what I do. I am here in Vignan because I attended a world-class manufacturing program in Institute of Public and in which one of the faculty was there from here. That's how I know. Otherwise, I don't know it University. So we were together as students. So that interaction made me many friends people started calling. We were all classmates for 10 days. So after 10 days, it's not okay, he's very good, I can call him for next time. That's why I came to Vignan. So I came to MBA. Then after some time, electronics heard about me. We had a small interaction. Because she was dean, I was asked to talk to her once. I went to the casual visit. But then she called me for the electronics department. So it's all not wanted. Okay. Meditation teaching was just by chance. I was giving lectures in some places. So one of the IAS senior officer was a disciple of one of the strong meditation master, went and told there is a great man who knows Vedas, who knows, he is also a scientist. So they called me to head the ashram, thinking that a man who knows Vedas must be an old man. So it's almost 15 years back, I called him to head an ashram. Just a little charge, not a small one. The research lab they had. Ashrams definitely have generally research lab. So they had a EEG, electroencephalograph machine. They called me to do research on meditation.
Research on meditation?
No, we do a lot of research on meditation. The many people will say I am meditating. How do you know they are meditating? We have equipments to test. Your brain is vibrating. Okay. EEG. If your brain is vibrating, many real Swamiji should come and see that they are all fooling people in the world.
And you are specialized in meditating while working.
Meditation in action.
Meditation.
So now I am talking to you. Assume that I will put on meditation vibrations. When I am talking to you on any subject, like it be maths or physics or chemistry or electronics or any subject, you ask me questions, I answer. While answering, my mind doesn't work. Because I am not using my buddhi for answering. Your mother is cooking, making dosha. Do they use buddhi? Do they make a circle and then fill it? Yeah? Have you seen the bungalow which they put with a lot of geometry? So easily they put, right? Without, so they are not thinking. It comes so casual. So my lecturing is a casual job, where I don't think what I have to tell next word. Unless there is a PowerPoint which leads me, sometime I may use it. That's the most boring thing for me to learn. Yesterday we were teaching Bhagavad Gita. I never read the chapter in my life. But I was teaching. So it comes. So that is, that Guru I could get because there was somebody who said, no, you have to meet him. So why should I? You will meet whenever it comes. So I went to Delhi for a conference. I saw one newspaper advertisement in which there is a lecture by so and so. So this was the man whom I wanted to meet, or they wanted to meet him. So I went casually to attend the class. Soon after the class, he called me. So it's my Guru who called me, not that I went to my Guru. So it's all by maybe some path, but I will never. I have a basic philosophy in life: grow like a tree and fall like a river. That's my philosophy. It's my quote. Flow like a river. River doesn't know where does it flow. But always if something stops, it starts spilling.
Yes, sir.
So that whenever it gets a chance, it can overflow.
Yes, sir.
So I fill myself. Whenever I read, I keep reading. I keep thinking. So when I get a chance, I flow. Water is full. Right? So that is what is.
For this generation of people who are really not interested or don't know what they are doing actually, do you think this meditation, yoga or
No,
something?
all that is not a medicine. Actually, people don't know what is meditation. They're all calling it as meditation. Meditation, why Bharatiya Shastra meditation is Samadhi. Okay. In which Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. 8 steps. In which Dharana, Dhyana. Have you seen somebody in a temple with the full devotion, he sings and he forgets who is around him?
Maybe.
Some musicians must have seen, right?
Yes.
They are fully into that devotion. A dancer who dances fully into devotion. And they are in dhyana. Okay, so assume that dancer full tired and falls on the stage. Their vibrations will be nil. They will be almost like dead. And they can peacefully sleep there if nobody disturbs them. That means because they are fully tired and they exhausted and they sleep. And they won't sleep for 8 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. They sleep for a few minutes and then get up. That point of time, what stage they are, that is meditation.
That's sleeping.
Yeah, that's not actually sleeping.
Regaining.
Their life is gone. Nothing will be there. No thought, no dream.
So doing it with complete interest and regaining.
There is like a dance meditation also which we teach. That's called Sufi meditation.
I see.
Right? So in which I also learned Sufi meditation. I never taught in group so far. That's a very dedicated Sufi meditation in which you exhaust yourself, you start stinking with your own. I learned it like that. And then you will collapse. And nobody will be there to take you off to hospital and all that. You will collapse and sleep with them.
It is Sufi meditation.
That is Sufi meditation. That's one of the best meditation. So there are possibilities in life where you reach. How many? Now you will see meditation where people will take coupon, 1 lakh rupees coupon in the front, 50,000 in the next. They're all selling meditation, and they will say, take a deep breath, hold it like this, and they will say you are meditating. Actually, they are not meditating. They are holding carbon dioxide. When you hold see when the oxygen is not going, air is going inside. Right? When the air goes inside, your body is impure. Definitely, carbon dioxide content will change. 16% will become 20%. Oxygen from 20 will become 16. 0.04% carbon dioxide will become 4.44. When you hold carbon dioxide, you get hallucination. It's like drinking nice alcohol. And they call it as meditating. Actually, it's not meditating. If you take ganja also, you will become like that. They're not fooling actually.
But is it the fact that concentration improves through meditation?
No, it is not a medicine. It is not a medicine to be given. Meditation is what you reach after some time in your life. And it is not to be taught. How do you know the taste of water?
Unless you drink cold water.
Unless you are thirsty and drink, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Without that, nobody can tell what is the taste of water. A thirsty person knows the taste of water. Similarly, meditation is something which you have to enjoy, which you have to reach. Not that I was telling yesterday also, because 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is full of learning meditation. Bhagavan Krishna taught meditation long back. Nobody is reading it. Which he says how to meditate. Exact step by step he says. Right? And he says many people will not reach there. Out of 1,000 only 1 or 2 people can do this. And Arjuna, from Krishna himself, straight away Arjuna is getting the class, and Arjuna says, if I fail, what will happen? If I fail, next Janma you can try this. That means it is not that simple. Today people pay money and then get a meditation certificate. If I learn from one guru, I can do half money goes to my guru. It's a chain market business.
Sir, is there anything real happening?
That's what I'm saying. I have seen many people pretend that they meditate. But actually they are not into meditation. They think sleeping is meditation. They think, and why are you meditating? To get a peace of mind, good working mind and all that, right? Assume while eating, your stomach is full. As soon as you stop eating, again you feel hungry. What will happen? You keep on eating 24 hours in a day? Correct? So, while meditating, people are happy.
Yes, sir.
As soon as you come out, what will happen? Again start tension, right? Then why do you meditate and waste time? You understood what I'm saying? It's like while eating you are happy, as soon as you stop eating again hungry. It's a disease, right? So actually I keep saying a good meditator is one.
Yes, sir.
23 and a half hours he is in meditation. He does everything what he wants. Today I was teaching. While teaching I am happy. If teaching is a big tension for me, after teaching I should come and sleep and then meditate. That means 6 hours I suffer. Half an hour I relax. The teaching itself is relaxing for me. So every job which I do, assume your mother is a very good cook. She loves making dosha. Ask her to make 1,000 doshas, she will never be tired. But assume she doesn't like making it. Making one dosha itself becomes tiresome, right? So any action which you do, you enjoy. That enjoyment which you derive is called meditation. That can be teaching. You don't have to close your eyes. So my guru have never taught you have to close your eyes, sit in a corner, hold like this, and then that's a monkey's job. Don't do that. Right? Anything which you do, that can be swimming, that can be driving, that can be cycling, that can be mountain climbing, that can be for a person who is a singer, singing becomes meditation. Right? Have you seen singers when they close the eyes and then start? Where are they looking? They are looking inside. So Indriyas are not working. They are not worried about how many people are there in front, whether they are listening to you or not.
Yes, sir.
That is real meditative singing. Classes also can be that. A good teacher, when teachers, they don't care. And you cannot stop listening to it. You drag it. So I am a meditative teacher. I don't teach meditation, but I am a meditative teacher.
And I've heard that you know astrology, vastu, planning, healing and all that. And also you have worked under the space. So you are from a science background as well as this bhakti and all background. So spiritual background. So do you think many oppose that scientists do not believe in spirituality? So is there any connection between spirituality and science?
You may know that every satellite before launching, a model of that is given in Tirupati.
That's the main question.
Why?
I don't know.
So when the launch was successful?
See, it is 300 crores.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think anyone who is claiming 300 crores will be having full tension? And if it goes down, everybody will blame. Where do I get a solution from? My mother, my wife, my father? Who will support me? Huh? See, when everything fails, you don't have any explanation to be given. You need someone to resolve. It is not in Tirupati, not in. I never go to temple. I am not a religious man. I never visited Tirupati. I went to Sai Baba just because one of my friends told he is a great man. Let us go. I said, I am fine. That way I may also go to Tirupati if somebody forced me to do it. It's a beautiful place to see. I don't mind. I don't. I am not a believer saying that there are the places. Appaya Dikshidhar is a great man. Appaya Dikshidhar is one of the great spiritual men to be quoted after Shankaracharya Prabhu. He said there is no God in temples. God is everywhere. Right? God cannot be explained and described. So there are a lot of things which we do as mistake. So you got confused between many things. One is spiritual, one is bhakti. So bhakti for people is the places and rituals which I don't. But I'm a learned tantri. I know how to do with that. But that's a sankalpa, which is called a sankalpa. Sankalpa means my imagination. While teaching itself, we have said it is sankalpa. Imagination only. But to imagine, you need a picture. Therefore, LKG when you teach, we draw a picture of an elephant and say, this is elephant, this is elephant, this is elephant. I know this is not elephant, it's a picture of an elephant. But I will not tell a student that this is picture of an elephant. What do I say? I will show my father's picture to my children and say, this is your grandfather. Isn't that the grandfather? Yes. Yeah, it is a symbol. So I need some symbol to teach. It's well understood by the master, but may not be understood by children. what happens is the children never grows. So all those people who are going behind all the temples. Yesterday I went via Kanakadurga temple. I didn't go to Kanakadurga temple. Understood? You drag me, give me 1 lakh rupees to go there, I will not go. It's a nasty place. Most of the temples are the dirtiest place. Record it, I keep recording it and saying. They don't clean. I love maybe some of the churches better than churches are cleaner. Right?
They are very organized.
They are very organized. They are disciplined. Here, only Lala.
Even the mosques in fact,
Yeah.
they clean their.
They have it. They have a discipline. They are not disciplined. Every fellow will shave their head there and then throw all the rest there, all the food there. And the priest also will not take bath most of the time. Correct?
Yes, yes.
It's a stupid place, I'll tell you. At least they wear nice clothes in the churches. They will not, they will at least spray something. It's very, very bad. We are not disciplined. So that's why I don't like. Otherwise, any temple is much better place than any other, with lot of carvings, lot of things to see. Right? So bhakti is entirely different. Spirituality, the meditation which I said, realizing it, realizing God, having sankalpa, understanding, which makes you more creative, more not worried about your physical, emotional, intellectual, social. Another highest level is spiritual. When you reach spiritual, all this becomes simple for you in your life. That is spirituality. So that is entirely different. Then you drag it in astrology, vastu and all that. See, assume somebody is sitting in front of you. I know your figure. Right? Assume I don't know you. But your horoscope is given. I can visualize you physically. I can actually. I remember one of the senior most bank officer when I was called for SBH that time. No SBH. The SBH senior manager, he said, my daughter is very beautiful, but she's almost 30, she's not getting married. So I said, give me the horoscope. I said, no, her head, it is awkward. It's little bigger than the shape. Ask her to wear a collar shirt so that it will not be protected. He said, have you seen my daughter? He said, no, the horoscope says your daughter has this difficulty. How do we say I have seen? So when somebody assumes that you have seen some people doing in the city, right? We know that horoscope has got this problem in that. And if it does like this, I will tell you that horoscope has this. How do I say this? So, in horoscope, there are places where physical signature can be identified. Emotional, mental, all that can be identified. Problems can be identified. I remember my own colleague is a scientist. She was getting married, a love affair. I said, this marriage will not happen. Both are from same place. Family agreed together. I said, no, it will not happen. That's the horoscope says it will not happen. They said, everything is arranged. I'm going next week. I said, no, it will not happen. How can you say a marriage is arranged, families are going, we booked hotels? He said, it will not happen, that's it. As per horoscope, it will not happen. You know what happened? That day the girl's father died. I don't want to tell her your father is going to die. And you know what happened? Because everything was arranged, people went from different places, that news was hidden and marriage happened. But it stayed only 2 weeks. They divorced. And the lady is still unmarried. So all the time when she will see, she will start crying, saying that, no sir, you would have told that my father will die. That I cannot stop anyway, nothing can be stopped. What is to be done? But don't guarantee that every time I can predict whose father will die.
It is about.
See, it is not what you learn. There are 12 places in the horoscope. And 9 planets keep moving in a different random. You have heard 12C9 combinations of No astrologer in this world can make predictions based on this 12C9. And When I am looking at it, I should see where the other planets are which influences in what style, which will be there in the today's calendar. That's called the Panchakam. So I have to refer to Panchakam, I have to refer to the horoscope, the time of birth where this planet or this what is recorded there. That's an astrology, character astrology. I have to match these two, see the wheel where it is stacking, and I should say on this day there will be a stack in your life. How does it possible? You need a lot of mathematics. But most of the astrologers do a blind prediction, something will happen, something will happen. Therefore, many people have spoiled this great science. Right? When you go to a doctor, when they give you medicine, don't they tell you that come after a week, let us see, and then we will give you another medicine and try?
If there is no change, will give you.
And still you will believe the doctor. But you will never say that the medicine is a bad science. If it doesn't work after some time, you will say doctor is bad, but still you have faith in medicine. You know, in astrology what happens? When somebody predicts it goes wrong, you will say astrology is bad. Not the astrologer is bad, right? You understood? So there is, and there is nobody learned MA astrology is being given by university. But like your BTech, they don't learn practical. Many people are practically doing without even learning. So the science is spoiled. But there are possibilities of predicting thousands and thousands and thousands and take a statistics and see whether these predictions are correct or not, right? So it's possible. So it's a great science which is existing for how many years? Unless there is another mission where somebody can keep the mission nearby you and predict your future. Is it possible? So what is the only method to predict somebody's future today? So unless a new mission comes, unless a new science comes. So today we have this. Okay. In Western science also there is something else, equivalence. Biorhythm. Biorhythm. Right? So each world have their own science. India science has become so globally acceptable. Most of the other sciences which are predicting sciences have gone. And astrology is still. That's right. America and all you can practice it. People come. But only thing you have to write on the bottom. Only for entertainment. Here also it's entertainment, right? So it's a great science, but people don't understand it. It's a nice title, that's all.
So it's about knowing that which planet they are on and then
how the planet is influencing you and how your wheel is going in harmony with them. Is there a friction there?
okay.
And when two people are there, you need to be in harmony. So if there is some disharmony, that will also be shown.
And also this pranic healing, sir. Like nowadays it's becoming a news that it's all a fake thing, it's all black magic. And
This is what I'm saying. There is pranic healing. There is Reiki.
yeah.
Okay. There is a. Have you seen people giving blessings, touching on the head and will say that
Yes, sir.
you be very good?
Yes, sir.
Ayushman Bhava.
Yes.
Which is a traditional one, right?
Our own parents do it.
Yeah, your own parents do it. And priests do that.
Yes.
People prostrate. The richest man also goes. The richest politician goes. And the priest can put hand and then some chanting stuff. Every one of us have got energy in our hand. If you have little faith, I will show you that energy. Hold your hand, close your eyes, concentrate here. If I am pressing like a soft breath is kept on the hand and press, you feel it, right? Don't support it. Close your eyes and concentrate here. You will get a pressing now. Are you? Where is my hand? It's here. So I am touching the ball. Some places there is a leakage. I know this much is your aura, so I'll keep you limited. There is small deep leakage, I'll tell you, this part of your body had effect or going to have effect. This is possible. So, each one of us have got a bioenergy. He talks about the material, cell. But what makes the cell to rotate? What makes the electrons to rotate around the neutrons? There is an energy. That's called consciousness. And that consciousness, anything which has got energy keep on rotating in a place, definitely there is an induced energy. And that energy, we have thousands of atoms in our body which keeps on rotating in the same frequency, same time. Therefore, none of our cells are connected to each other with a Fevicol. None of our atoms are connected together. But your body has got a shape, right? How is it maintained? And no individual cell which was 7 years back is there in your body now. But still shape remains it. So what is that gives you the shape and the feeling and the behavior and the structure and all that? Once you die, the whole cell gets degenerated. So what is that is connecting together? It is the prana. That is called bioenergy. That's called aura. And that has got an energy which just now I showed you. Right? That is within the cell, between the cell and outside the cell like a energy level. That is what when we picturize God will give a bright spark. Each one of us have got. You are not able to see, but I am able to see each one of yours. That's a different frequency level we can visualize. Not every time, but if I want, I can see it. So when you see that, I know, oh, this person is having a great aura. So he is a very spiritual man. He is able to influence people. When you look at somebody, oh, great, yeah, I want to see him, I want to meet him. That feeling. Somebody you don't feel like there is a frequency level difference. Sitting with him you will enjoy. Somebody you will not enjoy. Some people get attracted saying that no. Yesterday after lecture somebody came and said, sir, something picture not able to stop talking about you. Keep on talking. It's just because her frequency level and my frequency level matches. Right? All that will not be same. The frequency level keeps changing. So somewhere the frequency level matches, then they start wanted to have more closeness, attractions. That's what happens to each one of us. That can be given by somebody to somebody else. Right? That can be transferred, not to a great extent, to someone. From a higher potential, energy always flows to lower potential. Suppose I have got higher potential, my energy should go when somebody is getting. That's why when you sit in some place, you say, not at all happy, some problem, I'm not comfortable. Everything is very good, but you are not comfortable. Some places where you go, you feel so comfortable, you want to sit for some more time. What is that is stopping you? That is what is what? The place has got an energy. You have got an energy. And when you are in a good environment, you feel so happy, high up. Right? Sitting in front of some people, you get an energy. Sitting in front of some people, you get a headache. Right? That's because there's a lot of different vibration which is not harmony to you. So this is what is all. That can be transferred, that can be given. Whether you want or not, you will get it. So it's expected a temple has got a lot of energy because everybody goes on rounding. You know, when electricity passes, induction happens, and in the center there is a lot of energy. And the structure of the temple is created in such a fashion as per the Agama Shastra, it stores energy. And there is somebody else who doesn't have energy, they go, they get little bit. Okay, so this is energy rotation. Yeah, so more than, and who is there in the priest? Have you seen when they open the door, everybody goes into queue? Yeah. Because that's a densified energy with a lot of chanting. You know what are the chanting? Mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, biotechnology. All the chantings are there. Go and check. If you can ask some priest and then ask them the meaning, they will tell you extra fees. Because they have to learn first, no? They have to pay fees and then Ena Chakshushala Pashyanti, Ena Chakshunshi Pashyati, biotechnology.
Yesterday you said.
A lot of things. Or take mathematics only. So you will hear a lot of mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology inside, which all those scientists must have become priest on those days, or priest would have become scientist by practice, which are not fun. Which the specific way of chanting can create a rhythm, which make the atoms to vibrate in a specific style. And that is why same water which is taken from the well, when he takes inside and then do mantra, you will be in a large queue to get one spark of it. Because that water gets sanctified. There are a lot of research happened on identifying the structure of the water changes. Water is same, but structure changes.
As memory.
Yeah, that expands by itself. It is not purity of the water in terms of, no, but it energizes. Such energized water when you take, you also get energy. Like in a battery, you don't use normal water. You use distilled water. The distilled water has got a square, but our cluster, it's called a clustered water. Using prayer, when you make a tirtha, it's called a clustered water. That clustered water has got a octagonal shape. If the priest is really good. So you can check whether the priest before paying, whether he is doing a real job or not.
Just because people don't know the real science behind everything, they're blind.
See, there is nothing wrong in, if I say that all electronics is useless, waste, there is no radioactive energy here because you don't have a cell phone. Only thing, you have to have an Airtel connection and you have to have a SIM, valid SIM, then it will get the signal. If I don't use it, I don't have it, and I keep saying that there is no energy around here, there is no electromagnetic energy, nobody can communicate through without wire. If I keep saying that, at least he must try once, having his own telephone. So learn first, learn astrology, learn all these practices. My learning was not to prove it is correct. My learning was to learn. When I learned, I found it is good. And I am not a person to tell anyone that you should believe this. This is what I learned, so I believe. You believe and you learn, you believe. Or you learn and disprove all these are wrong. Without learning, don't tell it's rubbish.
Yeah.
You understood? First learn, invest some time. I invested, and I had, I was a Marxist fellow. I was against all this. But then I learned, I found everything is perfect in my life. I am going to die in 2053, November 13. Oh, guaranteed I am saying. So, when we do our own prediction, I have seen when my father died, I have seen when I had accidents, 2-3 times I died in my life. All that accidents I am able to predict, oh, this is when I got an accident, this is when I got a second accident. 3 times I had accidents. Almost death-facing accidents. I lost my sister, I lost my father. That's what I found interesting to know that, why I am living and I lost my father and sister in a small accident. They were all much elder than me. They would have escaped. But I was totally helpless and I escaped. What made me to escape? It was a big question in my life. And I escaped. Nobody could answer why I escaped. Why others lost. So, it's your own life patterns, your own practices sometimes makes you to think there is something which you have to learn.
Sir, so what you have got to say for, like on a general basis, you very frequently meet students, people around this age. So what do you got to say for such people who are directionlessly doing whatever they are doing?
See, basically you should have interest. What is this water? What is it called?
It's true.
What is that water called? When you go to a shop, what do you ask for?
Mineral water.
All of you ask for mineral water. You tell me where is it written in mineral water?
Just package drinking.
Packed drinking.
See, as an educated builder, you are using a misname for that. You ask mineral water, he will give you mineral water, but it's not mineral water. No? Sometimes some of them add some minerals, but that doesn't make it mineral water. Package it with mineral water.
Packaged.
So we don't even read. How many people read that? Is it because you don't have time to read? You can read, no? They don't read. You know, once Modi said a beautiful word on a teacher's day. When you get pakoda packed in a paper, you eat full pakoda and the paper you will throw. Read that. Then you are a student. You understood? If you don't even read that, don't tell that you are a student. You must at least have that. You know, you are holding it for some time, no? At least read that, no? How many people in this country as students read newspaper? How many of you are concerned about what is about this country? Are you really worried about where the country is going? If not all your electronics is waste, everything is waste, right? You are very, very self-centered. My life, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my family, my children, my house. That's it. From there you should expand a little bit. What you can contribute. I'm enjoying all this. What I can do to this society.
I had this little thoughts about how can I contribute to my society, to my nation or something from my side. But I'm not able to figure it out most important.
See, during Vivekananda's birthday celebration, many children who are I met in India, bright children who were interacting with me, where I have got the WhatsApp number, email. I sent a message to them saying that I am going to compile a book called Raising of India by the Rays of India. Raising of India by the Rays of India. You all are the Rays of India. I asked them, write articles on that. Hamirpur at NIT, where I went. I had a lot of children. After the sessions, I remember, after the dinner when I was going, the guest house was on top, my car was moving. They were taking a shortcut to see me in the last view. At least 100 of them were running behind my car. I went for a tech fest. I changed the whole scenario of tech fest in that place because I stayed 2 days early, interacted with them. I was going every day on the stage, suggesting on this how you should arrange. Many things I did. They were not very close. Many people started contributing. We had nearly 200, 300 essays. Found most of them don't know. I asked them to write only one essay saying that vision, mission, action. What is your vision about this country? What are the mission? Mission means what others are doing today.
Okay.
Like a literature survey, one paragraph. One paragraph vision, one paragraph mission, one paragraph action. Assume tomorrow you become a professor, what are you going to do? You become an electronics engineer, what are you going to contribute? If you are going to be an administrator, what are you going to do? Right? Whatever profession you are, everybody has got their own role today. Write down all this. I found I started correcting essay one by one. Many people say that the world is bad. I said, no, don't say that the country is bad. Country is good. The country is totally polluted. There are a lot of places where no pollution is there. Doesn't have water. There are a lot of places where we have plenty of water. You have not seen the world. The whole India you have not seen.
Important.
So, everything is there in this country. Unlike any other part of the world, if you look at India as a total, we are much, much rich in everything. Wealth-wise, we are one of the wealthiest country in the world. Only distribution may not be that way. I keep saying, if half of women in South India alone are able to contribute half of the armament, yes, we can buy whole America and Britain.
It was statistically also proven.
That rich we are. In our temples, how much gold we have? That's enough to buy half of the world today. And we say we are poor. No, we are not poor. We are very rich. The property value of India is much higher than the property value of any other part of the world today. We have a lot of money with us. So don't say we don't have. I say change. We need to clean our city. That's a positive word. Correct? Don't say that it is bad. We need to clean.
Educate, aware.
Yeah, such articles were written. I got some 66 of them corrected because I am very rough. 20 times I asked somebody to rewrite. And my idea was to make at least a few people write positive in their life. No? 66 of them we collected. We made a release on Vivekananda's birthday in Bone Cave. January 12th. That was a great event. And we remember few students who, like Anusha was there, many other students. I called them to speak about the article which they have contributed. I said Vivekananda was a very strong person. He wants people to be strong. Youth has to be strong.
Yes,
Bongir is a big fort. I said I will give you a certificate or leave you come on top of the hill. All of them jumped on top of the hill. We had a tough trekking and to get a certificate you have to trek on top of the hill.
There
I get certificates. Because Vivekananda said people have to be strong, right? So you can write down. There is no point in thinking. Whatever comes in your mind, keep writing.
Okay.
Document. When you document, give it to somebody else to read. I wrote this. Are you able to understand what I wrote? If he is not able to, your writing is not good.
Yes.
So what is to be done? Refine it. Ask him to correct. Got it? If you can do that with some 30-40 people, you know documentation. If you don't know documentation, you cannot be a good engineer in your life. That's most important. You must be able to write. See, my website, everything what you have seen is written by her. She made the website. You must see how many times I must have scolded, every day saying that I'm not happy with this, I want like this, I don't want like this, I want to change this, I want to change the text, this picture should not come here, this look and feel should not come here, this has to come here, this link has to come here. Keep on correcting. You need a lot of patience to learn. I have gone through such things in my life. That's a learning process. So, keep writing. You don't require any mentor, you don't require somebody else to correct you. You have your own people talent around you. You must get something from them. Keep doing it. At your age, you are now BTech which year?
Final year.
Final year. BTech second year, no? 2010? She was 2010, BTech second year. 1,200 BTech students she gathered for a general lecture for me. 100 rupees collected per head. 20,000 rupees for the hall. 1 lakh rupees she paid for half the lecture. Students are most powerful.
Oh, yes, sir.
You can do wonders in this world. If I call 1,200 students will not come. But I'm sure each one of you will have lot of contacts in other engineering colleges where your colleagues are studying. Correct or not? All of you did not land in same engineering college, right? If you get your plus 1, plus 2 connections, I remember in Anandapur, I had 100 volunteers like you. I asked all of them, you collect all the 10th class children, whichever school you studied, get them into one place. Let us train them how to write a 10th class examination. They are all in tension. January, I think. All of them corrected. 3,400 10th class children. From 34 schools, 100 children each. We never expected. And when I went there, it was like a big party mela with 3,400 children in a single classroom. And 100 volunteers. The whole arts college was full. Children were sitting on the top of the buildings. They have to see me, And I don't speak that well Telugu. And when I spoke in English, half of them may not understand.
Okay.
But then I go in between, tell somebody else, the last sentence you translate. And he speaks in Telugu. They know I can catch anybody and then ask to translate. So they have to be very carefully listening. They write down every word by word, that's it. It went 3 hours or 4 hours. Because if I give a break finished, I will not be able to gather. So I'm sure I cannot correct 3,400 children in Indian city, but there are 100 BTech. You can do wonders. You have a great role to play. Make it happen. I was so happy today. I went to meet your chairman during the walk. He is standing there at his age to see that you are doing it.
Exactly.
It's a great, and you have to know. I don't know how many students would have told it's a great idea. Thank you for this.
I told my friends in my room, sir.
No use. Eh?
People are like, buses are already anyway late, what is
That's what I'm saying. You are not seeing the positive part of it, you know. And I told you, this may not work other day. Because anything which is done like this, people will not then accept it.
Yeah.
But you can do it in a different style. Keep your first hour class in one block. Second hour class should happen in some other block. So anyway, they have to walk, right? In between classes, you give some time.
Physical fitness is always.
So every time people will walk, you know, from one class.
From next curriculum onwards, the curriculum is allowed in this particular hours for physical and fitness hours, and the credits is awarded for that.
See, then again it becomes like another electronics which you are doing, like physical fitness. For some mark you will get.
Pay it and get it.
That's all useless. See, your classroom should be from one place to another place. I'm sure your canteen is kept very far. Everybody will walk, you know. Correct or not? That's the method. Or all the buses, you will not allow to park here. You park it outside, 1 kilometer away. Finished. Everybody has to walk.
That's what Vice Chancellor said when, like, if no one is coming for work, you will keep your buses 1 kilometer away from the campus. You should go and board
That's
them.
how it is. So it's all few people should make a difference, you know.
All about interest.
It's all interest. How do you take it? That's all. You could ask her. You should ask questions to her. She's one of the brightest. Whoever you can see in your life, probably.
Come on,
Not you. You have not seen MIT student in flesh and blood, right? You only heard about
Yeah,
it.
I've heard that she's studied in Boston again.
And in that, so far, all the examinations 100 out of 100, which are according to MIT. So, we got best awards for the best student, best statistics student, best leadership student, many awards. And full fellowship, not paid.
Hope I get some information or some knowledge transfer.
But you ask.
You're currently pursuing?
I'm pursuing a master's in information sciences. So it's a combination of computer science and management, but then more of management. So
And how many papers you have to pass?
65.
65.
Actually, I'm adding few more now.
Okay,
And-
you get to choose what.
We get to choose.
And you
so,
can choose whether you need exam or not. When you are given assignment, if it is fantastic, the professor will say, good enough, you are already passed. So you will say, no, I want exam.
yeah, so there we have an option of taking up a project or giving a presentation instead of taking an exam. So everything is open culture. So it's up to us. But then that presentation should be something new which even the professor should not be knowing about it. Yeah.
Where was your schooling?
My schooling was in Hyderabad.
Same Narayana.
Where was it in Hyderabad?
Nara.
Yeah, even your high school.
No, high school was St. Teresa's High School.
It's a normal.
It's a normal school. Yeah, but then the entire management was completely Kerala management. It was a good school. Yeah.
Because I was born and brought up in Hyderabad. So
Okay.
that's the reason.
Where are you?
Sir, near SB Nagar, sir.
I am in Makati.
But I feel it is like upside down, sir. When it comes to my schooling, again down to bit. I studied in an ICSE school, came back to intermediate again, doing started doing +1, +2, and again went into MPC intermediate, and then got into BTech. I was not interested basically then. I was interested in Army, Navy, and Master.
You will try NDA?
I wrote an exam, sir. My father was not interested in sending.
But did you get it?
No, sir, I did not get it.
Then don't tell that father is not interested.
I thought of giving it another try, sir.
You should. See, no parents will say no. Once you get it and say that I got it, I am going. If you cannot do that, then you can never be a soldier in your life. See, I give training for children. When somebody asks, sir, I want to get NDA training. Fine, fantastic. Come. Sir, maybe I am 100 kilometers away. 100 kilometers I have to travel to come and see, you are not able to travel 100 kilometers. How are you going to travel 1000 kilometers for a training after getting into it? I said, you are unqualified. Get out. Don't talk to me now. Finish. Last chance. We keep saying that parent did not. It's all stupid. Did your parent allow for whatever you want to do in your life?
Never.
Never. You do it, then parents will come into life. I went against my guardian was my brother. Whatever he said, I never listened. But he listens to me now.
That's what even I did. I never bothered my parents.
So you should do what you like. And then you should show that yes, my decision was good. See, my son is doing PhD, but his closest friend is an army officer. He got into NDA. My son did not get into NDA. He tried, he didn't get. But that was not end of life. Right? The other fellow always comes. All my people whom I meet, I have seen people who have become excellent. Not that his father was supporting. He got it, then I am going. That's it. For writing exams, they don't require parents' signature. Luckily. Right? If at all require, you can forge it.
Many exams I didn't even tell them. Many exams I didn't even tell them.
Yeah. That's not required. But you must get it. Then say that no, I got it, I don't want it. Then your parents will please go ahead. You are anyway earning 25,000 rupees. No, why should you waste that money? You become a soldier, you get 25,000 rupees salary. And with all expenditure out free, travel free, food free, uniform free,
Stay free.
yes, everything.
Even after the job, it's completely.
Yeah. And by the time you pass your BTech in NDA, you earn how much? Good money. Any father will say please. And they will be much more happier to see the last pass of the red. That's a great privilege for any parent today. The time is not out. After BTech you can try for officers post straight. And after BTech if you get into captainship maybe in 2 years.
I'm looking for opportunities. They said that they're conducting exams in KLU and nearby universities.
You don't know that I was from military intelligence, right?
Yeah,
And
you
you-
saw
Yeah.
security
Yeah.
department of
That's raw.
Drop,
Yeah.
You don't write raw there. That's actually raw. So I've seen how disciplined life of a soldier is. I enjoy. I've got cousins who are brigadiers. I go and stay with them. Enjoy firing. I couldn't become a soldier, but I went there and stayed, see firing. I do myself. Or at least in life, if you want to really enjoy, if you miss out everything before 40 years, you can join as a volunteer,
Civilian.
civilian army. 3 months, 2 months, you can serve without salary. And they will train you, they will take you into army, they can have a life there, and you can serve as an engineer for some time. Every year you can continue, they will take you all through that. That's how most of the cinema people in Bangladesh land,
Yeah.
they go and serve that one
I
month.
think Dhoni is
Many people are there. Many of them get 1 month the training. And you have to serve there. At least 1 month you must go and stay there every year. Tertovilla. That's called Tertovilla. You can be a part of Tertovilla. You're all day scholars or hostels?
Hostelers.
You're also.
Yeah. The same day evening after the talks were over, we actually thought if it was possible to have this interaction in ESL office, in our workplace. But it got late, so we were like, we are meeting now.
So you said this, this education system, the way the practices are being done right now in education system. So, did you convey the same thing to our chairman also? Did you try to convey the same thing?
See, you are a doctor. Whenever you meet somebody, you will not tell that you have this disease, that disease. Unless they ask question, we don't share, right? I'm sure your chairman is much more wiser, much more knowledgeable than me. In my life, I will not be able to make university. Though I have a dream, I will not be able to do it because I have to be rich. I'm sure he is meeting a lot of great personalities and I am nothing in front of him. But I am not someone to advise. And generally such people don't like anybody's advice. They may say ha ha because you are talking to them, right? So I am quite aware where I should speak, where I should not speak. Yeah. Unless they ask, probably yes. If they give me a card, look at credentials, say that, yeah, you will suggest something. I came here maybe 3 times or 4 times. I never met him also. But this time he was here around, I met him. I know Vice Chancellor because we are colleagues. My wife is a best friend of your Vice Chancellor. My wife is a senior scientist, I'm not that senior. I left her. I know, but I never tried to go and meet him and all that. That's not my job. I more believe in the strength of, because there are a lot of people whom we meet who don't take up a job because they are retired people. A lot of people who are rich people who start. I went to the school also with some student who was studied there and they wanted me to go to the school and we went to different places. I also shared. But he didn't ask, how did you feel about the school or something. So it's not, you don't take such steps.
We recently performed one ritual, sir, calling all the students from Vedic schools, and he performed a ritual for how many days? 3 days.
Okay.
At the end of this Kartika Purana.
Okay.
So just to eradicate all the little problems happening on campus.
Okay.
Take it education-wise, politics first, deaths happening on campus, any bad things happening on campus. To eradicate all these things, he put up the Vedic center, surrounded with 4 Veda entrances. And in the center there was Perumal. And he performed all the chantings for 3 days, calling all the Ashtadikpalakas of this locality. And he initiated this program for the welfare of all the working, non-working staff, teaching, non-teaching staff, students, parents, everyone. So this is what has happened recently on the campus.
It could generate energy, but see, sometimes what happens is, assume you have a drainage pipe going and it is creating a lot of bad smell.
Yes, sir.
However, spray you spray, the drainage is not clean, then nothing will go.
Yes, sir.
Right? We went to one of the best international schools which was run by, under the name of a great saint in India, where they have 3 temples or 4 temples. Inside the campus itself there are 4 temples, but 11th class pass rate is only 4%.
Vedic school.
No, it's a normal international school, so-called international school, where people are paying maybe more than double fees you are paying is paid for 11th and 12th class. And all of them are paid. But they are not worried about that.
Not double, 5 times, 6 times.
6 times, yeah. We've got small problems like, in the library the spellings are wrong, the boards are wrong, the whole big
auditorium
spelling is wrong. Auditorium spelling is wrong, and it's a big auditorium.
And it's international school.
Eh?
And it's
International school.
And it's an international school. I went as a convocation guest. Giving certificate was my job, so I did my job. I was called as a chief guest there. It's all fantastic, beautiful, nicely organized, very good. They also posted my things on their own website, YouTube, and they posted it. It's fantastic. Horse riding is whatnot, cricket, 37 different variety of games. And 4 temples, that's the greatest thing, no? I don't think in full-time burning lamp. Nothing improves if academics doesn't improve, right? We need good teachers. See, when we give lecture, what we look for is how many teachers are attending classes. We ask, students should ask questions. Before that, at least one faculty should ask questions, right? No faculties have questions. I asked one of my faculty, do you have any questions? I told you, no? Blindly I said. As the teacher is, as the students are, I said. How can I expect a question from a student when teacher doesn't have question? No? So that academic interest should come from the teachers. And don't think all PhDs are researchers. PhDs are managed to get some. Otherwise, you are assistant professor, associate professor. No. See, I was the academic staff or director. Teaching teachers is my job. So they are mandatory 4 training programs they have to attend. Then only they can become professor. So I remember one of the teacher who came and said, "Oof, 4 completed. Now I don't have to attend." I said, "Okay, now you decided nothing to learn in your life." Correct, no? See, why do they attend the training? To learn something new. So the 4 is over. In my life, now I can continuously teach without learning anything. That's what it means. So teachers have to be, learner, no? Every moment keep learning. That is not the experiment. It is not beautiful infrastructure, it is not beautiful place. It is beautiful teachers who makes difference in academics.
All through these 3.5 years, I never met a faculty or a teacher who has influenced me so much. So recently I met a faculty who is like more into real-time examples, more into relating things to our real life, whatever we see, in each and every little thing. So all of a sudden I found an interest in his subject. He is teaching wireless sensor networks. And he relates everything to real life. And so
I remember when I was teaching in engineering college, environment science teacher left in middle. Anyway, it's not that important subject. But then I said, put all the, make the timetable change. Every student who would want to attend environment science, first year, second year, electronics, second year, mechanical, that's how they make it. So that distribution is happened in 1 year, like that. So that one teacher can teach the whole college. So they left. They wanted to find somebody else. I said, don't worry, I'll teach. I love that subject. I got everybody. There used to be 200 children in my class. Environment science, no attendance. If you want, you attend, otherwise no. And how do you give assignment? My lecture, whatever note you can make, send it within 3 hours to my email address. Then you will get assignment marks. Everybody has to make a note and send email to me. That's the assignment marks. So I started teaching. All the PowerPoint will be put on my blog. You can read it. All that is done. Then one day when I went to one of the class, computer science people, out of 60 students, only 20 was in the class. It's a shame for me. Generally, it used to be 120. Earlier, other students also will come and sit because they love to listen to it. I asked what happened. So today there is a BBMS examination in the afternoon. Therefore, morning we all decided to
Bunk and study.
Bunk and study. I said, 23, what happened to you? Sir, we want your class. But still our manas is fully into DBMS. They frankly said, I said, don't worry. Now open your DBMS book. I said, today no environment class. I'm going to teach you database management system. Database management system is by heart for me because I have used it in my life. Right? I taught a database management system. And all my students got 100 out of 100 who sat in the class. All those people who left out and then prepared, many of them failed. You know what happened ultimately? The computer science teacher who was teaching DBMS, who was next to principal, was my best enemy. Because he taught full 2 months, they did not pass. But one day I made them to pass, right? I cook. When I cook, I see a new item. Do you think I prepare how to cook? Looking at the item or show me the picture? Somewhere if I taste, you tell me this is the item which I want you cook. A good cook will be able to guess what is the ingredient. You know? That's it. I have never learned electronics in my life, but you ask me teach, I teach. In computer science, I worked in computer science. Biotechnology, I had a CCMB scientist on the bus stop. I said, sir, namaskar. How do you know? Sir, you taught biotechnology. And what are you doing? I finished PhD in biotechnology and working in CCMB. After I taught biotechnology. Only using Veda. Lot of references are in Vedic knowledge. Therefore, then I have got lot of, maybe in my laptop I will have something on biotechnology also. PowerPoint. I went to CCMB, I know some scientists there. We discuss with them, talk to them, understand. Because new science, because I was in one of the committees. So CCMB chairman was the committee chairman, I was secretary. So I keep going. So what do I do? Whenever I get some free time, the meeting is over, I'll go to some of the science and what to do. That's why I do. Otherwise, how do I know fingerprint technology? No, the genome itself, it was not a good. I never studied up to +1, +2, I never studied biology. Student who wanted me to teach one subject on anatomy and all that. I said, anatomy, what is that? I never learned. No, sir, you only should teach. I said, tomorrow morning my brother is coming, so I said, told the professor, wait for one night. She was not ready. So 12 o'clock midnight to 3 o'clock morning. I thought, you read and learn, yeah, that's it. If you can read, you can understand, right? Correct or not? Maybe I am lying down, I will ask you read, then I will explain. They will read, I will explain. That's it. See, learning is like cycling. You know cycling, any road you can cycle. You don't have to know the road now. Correct? That's it. I know learning. I know learning, you can learn anything.
So first we have to learn how to learn.
Yeah, that's what it is. You must look at it. Look at dictionary if you don't understand the meaning. Learn. Today we saw a quote. Both of us don't know the meaning of the word. Heed. Immediately Google. So whenever we read, immediate what we use is dictionary. When you read your biology or maybe you are reading your electronics, you look at what is transistor in the dictionary. What is capacitor in the dictionary? Good enough. When I was reading other subjects other than science, those days we didn't have Google. So none of the dictionary was giving answers to my biology questions. So I went and purchased a nurse's dictionary. Because nurse's dictionary only will give me definitions of nursing subjects, right? So many technical terms in biology I learned through nurse's dictionary. I have a philosophical dictionary, dictionary of philosophy. You pick it? Dictionary of philosophy. Because many philosophical words in dictionary will not be explained. So what I have is dictionaries in different subjects sometimes. So look at dictionary, learn. If you can learn all the technical terms, definitions clearly, most of your interview, most of your competitive exams will be. Because what is required is the basic knowledge. I am sure when you are sitting in the class, many words are being used. Neither the teacher knows the meaning, you also don't know the meaning. They all by hearted, you also by hearted, right? Correct? That's why you fail. Because I was not a good student, I wanted to learn. I started looking at dictionary. That's why I keep saying one of the best book in the world is dictionary.
The New Age Bhagavad Gita. The New Age Bhagavad Gita.
Keep on reading, looking at, understanding.
Will we hear, sir?
Tomorrow morning. I waited 2 days because of this. I forgot to cancel a ticket also the other day. I just came back. I thought she booked for me. Then I realized it's me. I didn't cancel it. I stayed away. Then MBA, they wanted my class, then I asked, we have nothing. She also had nothing. Stay away from body. All the rest of the movies we finished.
KGF is good.
KGF must be good. Though it's not real story.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We have.
Enjoy. Enjoy learning.
Yes, sir.
You come to Hyderabad,
Sure.
you can WhatsApp and see us.
So you have left with some cards at last to give us. Visiting card.
You want visiting card?
Yes.
Yo ambaregandumanasi, which goes in there, savimana iti prapta. That is what is called a vimana. What a great definition. No? This is how logically it is. The other one is deepam. Deepam is the fire, not the lamp also. It's the fire, which can be agarbatti or it can be agarbatti when you put it lights.
Yes, sir.
That also can be deepam. Camphor can be deepam. Oil lamp also can be deepam. Right? That is deepam. This is deep. Deepa Deepantara. Deep is silent.